building homes, building hope, building community.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala!
All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. We went long with the last segment. We're still on time. I don't know how that happened. That was like a miracle right there. Foster Kinn is on the phone. I believe Foster has been with us before, Robin. He is a philosopher, a humorist, a musician, a composer. He's worked with, listen to this, Quincy Jones, Barbra Streisand, the group Chicago, the late, great Whitney Houston. He worked on hundreds of films and TV shows. He is referred to as the modern Mark Twain of the biker world.
I think that's cool.
Gosh, Robin, please, maybe he'll remember if he's been with us. His new book is called Freedom's Rush: Tales from the Biker and the Beast. It is a true story. And let me push a button and say good morning to Foster. Good morning, Foster.
Well, good morning to you.
Thank you for
Thank you for the props.
Have you been on with us before? Do you remember?
I don't think so. But,
oh, really?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, everything
maybe
looks...
we met at a bar somewhere.
Somewhere in a bar. You know, Robin is a biker chick. Or a former biker chick.
Former, yes. Haven't ridden a bike in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she and her husband used to ride around. She'd be on the back. The typical scene.
Yeah, typical. That's me. I never drove. I always rode. I loved it.
Well, you know what I mean. Some ladies ride, but you didn't, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't drive.
Well, Foster, thank you for being on the air with us today. So, what's closer to your heart, the music, or the biking, or the writing of books, the authors? What's?
Yeah, that's a tough question. I think whatever's closest to my heart is the one I'm doing at the time.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah. And where are you right now? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the porch of my house in Southern California.
Oh, okay. So you got up early to be with us, and
I did.
Thank you for doing that. So when you combine the things together, we were talking just a little while ago about having time to kind of think. It's kind of a weird topic because in the fast-paced world of today, we often don't take the time to think. For me, I don't ride a bike, but I drive a car. For me, whenever I have a long ride, that's my time. I need to take more rides so I can think more often.
Well, you're right. When you're out, just things settle out, and you get to the real pith of what it is you're after, and it's a beautiful thing.
Are your books available as audiobooks? I know that's usually a question I ask at the end, but I'm just curious.
It's not as an audiobook right now. It's just as a download and a hard copy.
Oh, download. Okay. Well, I like that too.
Yeah.
My Kindle will read to me. I got this female voice that comes on there. So if I put yours on there, it'll read the words. Sometimes it gets like abbreviations wrong, but it'll read to me your book.
Right. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. Cool.
When you're traveling across country and you come upon scenes where you think people can be helped, like they just need someone to be able to talk to or listen to them, are you able to do something like that, to just kind of like sit there and help a complete stranger?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I think one of the things about riding a motorcycle is you're out in the environment. There's nothing shielding you from anything. And the conversations you have are easy. They're natural. People come up and start talking, and you can just go up to people and start talking. And it's a beautiful thing. And, yeah, you definitely help people. I love that. There's a thing around right now about income redistribution or something like that.
Right.
And I have a two-part answer to that. I think it's a marvelous, wonderful idea. It's just that I like to do it myself. And,
oh, right. Yes.
So you help people. You see somebody and just give them $5-10 or something like that, or you give them directions, or heck, you just smile.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you just become part of it. In other words, you go from being separate from the environment and other people to becoming part of.
Yes, and I love that answer. We have that debate now and then with people, and when I'm opposed to, for example, some kind of a program that is portrayed as a program that will help the poor and the hungry and all that. And then somebody will say, well, why are you opposed to that? I thought you were a Christian. I thought you wanted to help other people.
Right.
And I take that same approach you do. If I give $5 to the government so that they can give 5 cents to that person, who's really not helping out the community? I feel like, yes, you're right. Hand $5 to somebody who's going to have $5.
That's right. And I know I did it, and there's a dual number of purposes. I mean, you're helping somebody, and it makes you feel good. I don't feel good about giving money to the government. Maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I mean, I understand some of it's important, roads and parks and all that kind of stuff, but. I don't know, and it just connects you with people, and it's just it's the thing.
Do you call your bike the Beast, or is that just for the book?
I call my bike the Beast. His name is the Beast, and there's a whole story about how he got his name. I originally called him the Babe.
Oh.
I thought it'd be a funny line. Somebody'd say, "Hey, what you been doing?" I could just say, "Well, I've been riding the Babe all day." But he didn't like that name at all, and as soon as I called him that, man, I started having trouble. I could not stay in a lane for the life of me, and I finally almost went down a couple of times, and finally it just realized he doesn't like the name. I went out and told him the name was Beast, and we've been trouble-free.
See, I had the same thing with a cat. I thought the cat was female for years, not for years, but for almost a year.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I saw testicles, and it made a difference.
That's right.
And all of a sudden you liked it better.
Are some of the classical compositions that you write, do they ever reflect the emotion of one of your rides?
Well, yeah, they do. Most of the time when I write and I just sit down and compose, I just sit down and compose music, and I come up with a title afterwards or during that. But yeah, I have a video, and it's just it's there now. I haven't announced yet, but I put a video. I called it a photo album of a bunch of photos from my rides, and there's a classical piece behind it, a solo piano piece called "Sing the Wind Fantastic." But it just fits right in with these photos, and you just get the feeling of moving and motion.
So let's talk about your music a little bit. Robin referred to it as classical. Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a classical guy.
So are you writing on a cello or a violin or a piano or is it electronic instruments?
Well, at this, I've written so many notes in my life. I get tired thinking about it. But I've gotten to the point now where I just sit down and I write. Sometimes I'll go to a Denny's with just a pencil and a piece of music paper and just start writing. Other times I just input it into Finale or Sibelius, a notation program on the computer. But oh man, I've been doing it so long, I just immediately get sort of a concept of what I want to create, and then just sit down and write.
Oh, that is fascinating. When you write for a film, you've worked with films, obviously, right?
Yeah, I haven't scored that many films, but I've done quite a bit of orchestrating and music copying and working on films. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Now, of the name dropping we did at the beginning, do you have any fun stories about any of the famous people you've worked with, or just?
Probably. Well, yeah, a lot of things go on. You mentioned Whitney Houston, and I know a lot of unfortunate bad things have been said about her.
Right.
I think that woman was just absolutely fabulous, and I would work for her in a drop of a hat. We finished a gig once. We were finishing. What I did mostly was that she would do her album, and then she'd go out on tour and have to perform the stuff live. So I would take the stuff, transcribe it off the album, and write it out for 3 synthesizers so they could cover all the brass and strings. But we finished some work, and we're in L.A., and I finished some work at like 1 in the afternoon. I sent the PDFs to Atlanta, to her office in Atlanta, and we got our checks the very next day.
Oh, wow. It's nice to hear you say that. I was always a Whitney Houston fan, and toward the end of her life, from what we, the public, saw, it seemed so sad. And you're right, there were some nasty things said, including Rosie O'Donnell wasn't so nice to her either. And so it's like, you always figure something snapped. Who knows? Who were we to judge anyway? But
exactly.
Do you know what I wonder?
Exactly. And every time I saw her, boy, she just worked and always got the right spot on the stage and would sing it again just so the audio guys could get it right. The lighting guys could get it right. The camera angles would be right. She would just do it, never complain, and would go out, and if there were kids there, she would sit there for an hour just giving out autographs and talking to the kids.
So as much as you love music, and as much as you love the Beast, your bike, I bet you hate it when somebody says, "Can I sit on your bike?"
Yeah.
And then you say, "Yeah, go ahead." And then they sit there and they sing, "Born to be Wild." I bet you hate that. I bet you can't stand that. Am I right?
Yeah, those are embarrassing moments. Unless it's a pretty lady, then I'm fine with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if she's singing Born to be Wild, you're okay with
There
that.
you go.
Yeah.
She can sing whatever she wants. I don't care.
You have such a lot of things we could talk about, but I don't want to be unfair to the book. So let's talk about the book a little bit before we lose time,
Sure.
lose sight of time. Freedom's Rush is what it's called. So what's between the covers?
What's between the covers is a bunch of just stories I've written throughout the western half of the United States, all solo rides by myself. Been up into Canada, and the thing I discovered was it's just marvelous. The things you see, I stay away from big cities. I stay away from touristy spots. I'll just be riding along, see a road, and like a lot of bikers do, and you go, gee, I wonder what's up there. And you go up there, and every now and again, boy, you run across something, and you go, my God, this should be a national monument. It's so beautiful, and you run into wacky characters. I ran into a guy out in Quartzsite, Arizona, which is, I don't know what Quartzsite is, but there's not much there. And this guy had a couple of dogs, and his favorite thing to do in the world was stand in the middle of windstorms. Now, and I'm thinking, what happens in your life to think, oh, you know, God, the best thing to do is stand in the middle of a windstorm. I mean, you know, how does that come up? But
Oh, wow.
Anyway, I saw him afterwards, and he was covered with an inch of dirt and a big brown smile. And he thought it was the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, man. You have one part that made us laugh, the Colby guy or something like that. What was that part, the Colby guy?
Oh, I was just, you know, I got into Colby. I was in Kansas. I was just looking for a motel room, and they were all filled. And ended up downtown, and this guy in front of he's riding a bicycle, and he's in front of a bar. So I thought, well, you know, I'll ask him, you know. And he just, I'd say, hey, is there a motel around? And he'd go, yeah, where are you from? And I'd say, California. And, you know, where you been? She'd go to Sturgis, yeah. And I'd say, so that motel, is it around? Yeah, so where are you from? And it just kept going around and around. And finally, I just said, you know what, man? You have a nice day.
Yeah.
I'll get myself.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We had a blank space there. We've had Sturgis rallies around here. Have you ever been to the ones around here?
No, I haven't. I'm going to be down there this summer. I'm planning to visit the South. I got 9 more states to do to bring it up to 48. So I'm going to get down to, in fact, money and weather permitting, I'm going to do a ride from Key West up to Anchorage.
Oh,
Wow.
holy mackerel.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
my advice, since you've already revealed to us that you like the women, go to Key West around Halloween. They're all naked.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I am there.
Fantasy Fest.
Yeah, they're down there for Fantasy Fest.
Your book really exudes freedom, and that you are trying to let people know that they should just be free, live their life, but don't ever let politics get in the way.
Yeah, I sort of stayed away from politics in the book. One of the things, you know, bikers, you know, that if you want to call it a demographic, I don't know what it is, but it cuts across all demographics. You know, rich, poor, young, old, men, women, nationalities, religions, and everything. And no matter where you go, you will find either a biker or somebody who used to ride or wants to ride. And yeah, I think one of the things that I found as I went out is that, you know, it's okay. It's okay to go out and talk to people. It's okay. Nothing's going to happen. I mean, there's relatively percentage.
That's good advice, yeah.
Crime and injury in the United States. And if you don't mind, I will tell you this. Before I started, and I'm fairly new to riding a motorcycle. I started in September 2008. But before that, I had an image of what America was and the people in it. And then I had this other image of what I wanted America to be. And what I found out when I ride a motorcycle around and you talk to people is that America is what I always hoped it was. It is a beautiful country populated with beautiful people. And it's just amazing, and it never ceases to put a smile on my face. I settle in a motel at night and go, my God, what an amazing country filled with amazing people. And you know, when you do something fun and when you do something that's enriching, you do something that helps your life or something like that, you want other people to experience that too. And that's one of the things I wanted to do with the book, is that this is a great country. There's a great people in this country. They're helpful, they're magnanimous, you know, and they're there for you. They'll watch your back. And so it's, I don't mean to sound all Pollyanna and everything, but it's just a remarkable experience to go out and see.
Right. I'm sure you know the movie Easy Rider. Do you remember the scene when they're in that diner and all the locals are looking at them and they're thinking, we better get out of here. This doesn't look safe. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever been in a situation where, well, all the Pollyanna nice things you just said, there was an exception to that?
Oh, yeah. I was, it was about 3 years ago. I was coming back from San Diego, and I was coming through L.A., and I just needed some gas. And it was like 9 o'clock at night, and it was a summer night, and I was tired, and I just wanted to get gas. So I pull off the freeway, and there's a gas station right there, and I'm just filling the gas. I mean, that's all I'm looking. And I get done, and I put the pump back, and surrounding me are 8, 10, a dozen urban youths just standing there staring at me.
Wow.
What do they want?
And what's that?
What did they want?
I don't know. But there was a couple of heartbeats I skipped, and so finally I thought, well, you know what, they're people. So I just said, how you fellas doing? That's a nice night, isn't it? You guys live around here? And I ended up talking to them for about 45 minutes, you know. A couple of them wanted to get a bike, wanted to know what kind of bike it was, and it just, I never did find out why they did that, but, you know, it ended up being a pretty cool thing.
Maybe it was the bike. I mean, sometimes I think the bike is the attractant, don't you think?
I do, because it does. Everybody, look, even if you don't ride, even if you don't like bikers, you're still looking at it going, wow, that's sort of a freedom type thing. And,
absolutely, yeah.
Well, you're really into family too, though. Your bio says that you're the father of 3 and the grandfather of 2. So first and foremost, you love family, and they need to be at the forefront.
Absolutely, and they're great. My son does not ride, and he thinks it's a crazy thing to do, and he worries about his dad all the time, which is cool.
Yeah.
My Lacey, my older daughter, she rides, and we go on rides together. And what a wonderful thing! I'm going on rides with your daughter. I mean, come on. And then my other daughter rides on the back with her husband, and he's a far better biker than I am. He can handle that thing so much better than I can.
Oh, wow.
So, and we go on rides. We go on family rides, and it's just great. I take my grandson. He washes my bike, and I'll put him on the back, and we go down and buy him ice cream. And it's just a wonderful thing. It's just a wonderful thing.
So, your grandpa, is there a grandma?
No, I'm a widower.
A widower. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I was going to say something silly, but now I'm not going to say it. I was just going to... No. You know, I have a brother who lives in Southern California who is a biker. Let's see, I mean, as long as I can remember, he had a motorcycle, and we started in New York, moved here to Central Florida in February of 1972. And he rode his bike in the winter, which was snowing. I remember this story. He lined his coat with newspapers because he wasn't warm enough until he started getting into the southern area. So,
yeah.
You really have a great outlook on life, though, because you really realize the fact that people need levity, even though there's a lot of seriousness going on in their lives. They need to deal with that, but you also have to have the fun side of something when you are looking at things with perspective.
Yeah, and it's important to look at both sides. I mean, you do have to look at the things that need to be fixed. You look at the things that need to get better, but on the other hand, on the other side of the coin, you need to go, well, what are we working for? And one way to work towards that is to do it and be it. And if you want to be free, if you want to be, have self-authority and be in control of your own life, well, then you do that as well, and you help others do that as well. So, no, you're right.
The book is called Freedom's Rush, Tales from the Biker and the Beast. Foster Kinn is the author, and we will give away the book in just a little bit. I wanted to connect with something because I'm not a biker, but I have been a musician on the road. I used to play colleges way long time ago, and I had the experience of the string of cheap motels, and you have a chapter called Cheap Motels. One of my just to swap notes here. One of my favorite stories is the cheap motel that I loved. There was a cheap motel up in Grand Island, or outside of Niagara Falls. It was like you wouldn't believe. Oh, and there's another one in Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah.
$25 a night in the middle of the winter. And you would think, and my first thought was, let me smell the mattress to make.
Exactly.
But in this particular case, it turned out to be a really. I mean, it was warm. The TV worked. What else could I want, right? All right, let's go to the phone. We've got some people wanting to say hi to you, Foster. Foster Kinn is our guest. If you want to call in, 622-9622. Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling.
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin, Foster. It's always good to hear stories of somebody that rides a motorcycle and has a way to put them on paper. They're always good stories. And you're right. If you ride a lot, you could ride next to a doctor, you can ride next to an accountant, you can ride next to a plumber. It really don't matter. It's just that you're out there riding. That's the important part. And I'm sure you read Robert Persig's book, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, beautiful.
Read Ed Culberson, Obsessions Die Hard. That's a phenomenal book as well. But I'll buy your book. Hopefully Robin or Larry will send me a quick email or something. But always good to hear stories like this. And did you ever go to the Four Corners rally out in Ignacio?
Foster, could you hear him? Did we listen?
Talking about the Four Corners in New Mexico?
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't been to the rally. I have been there.
Oh, it's a good rally. Congressman Ben Nighthorse sponsored that. Really good rally. I just want to say thanks for putting the book out. I'll get a hold of Robin and Larry later and get a copy of it.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
It's on Amazon.
Thank you, Joe. That was Joe. He's a good listener, and we know he's a biker as well. And when Robin and I have done fundraising, that man has come up to the plate with a few dollars every single time we've been doing something like that.
Yeah.
Bikers rock.
You mentioned before that the book is an ebook as well, right?
Yeah, I downloaded it on Kindle. It's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and Kobo, and whatever else.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of them nowadays, and it's called Freedom's Rush: Tales from the Biker and the Beast. And I thought you had another call, but I guess they bailed out. All right. Well, I have the book that was sent to me. It is a paperback, a nice paperback, a delightful book. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to finish it, but I'll give it away and I'll buy my own copy. I have a Kindle, so I can do the Kindle route. Freedom's Rush: Tales from the Biker and the Beast. If you'd like the copy I have, call me right now, 622-9622, and you can have it. The rest of us have to go buy it, including Robin and myself.
That's right. We support everybody.
So Amazon, you already said all the e-sellers, I guess you call them. Do you have a website of your own, Foster?
Nah.
Okay, I think you're breaking up a little bit. Do you have a website?
Yeah, it's freedomsrush.net, and it's the only place you can get an autographed copy. If you want an autographed copy, I'll do it.
Okay, freedomsrush.net. And Foster Kinn, Kinn, as in nice. Kinn.
Yeah.
Very nice.
As in something else. I can't think of another N word. And note for note.
Yeah, I know. You're down in Key West with all those naked women.
Yes. Well, no, that's not till October, so.
One of the most amazing things about you, sir, is that you really love to give to others. You ride, you enjoy your life, but you don't ever forget about other people in the world, and that's a true testament to what you believe in, sir.
Well, thank you so much, and that's what makes it worthwhile. And look, mountains are beautiful, rivers are beautiful, clouds, sky, stars at night is wonderful, wonderful. But what makes it most worthwhile is the people you meet and the people you ride with.
So I have a question about bikes. Is a bike to a biker like a guitar to a guitar player? Like I don't ever want to get another guitar. I don't care how the new ones sound. Mm-hmm. That old one that Willie Nelson has. You ever seen it with the hole?
Oh man, it's got grime all over. Who knows what's on that guitar?
So I mean, do you still have the same bike, or do you buy a new one now and then?
Well, the Beast I'm going to keep. That guy and I have this one last ride coming up this summer, a long one, probably 18,000 miles. And then I will get another bike, but I'm not getting rid of the Beast. I will get a second bike.
All right. And, do you have another interview right away, or can you take another phone call?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay, here, let me squeeze in one more, because I think this person's been waiting. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning, how you doing today, sir?
Pretty good.
Are you ready for that game today?
For what?
For the football game today.
Football game.
Football game.
I think you're calling the wrong station.
I think so.
All right, I'm not so sure what that was.
Sorry, Foster. Live radio.
Well, it's live radio. It's just the way it is, you know. Well, yeah. Thank you, Foster. Thank you for being on the air with us. And if you're in the Central Florida area, we'd love to have you in the studio for the interview.
Hey, I'll be down there in this summer. I'll give you guys a call. It's
all right.
Great.
We broadcast from the mall in Ocala, so you'll be able to look through the window. Foster, thank you for being with us today. Fun interview.
All right, thank you, Ralph.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala Restore at 926 Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give us a call at 401